Hi, this is Tim Olson from John L. Scott, your local real estate expert here in Eastern Washington, with an update on the Eastern Washington housing market through April 2020. Let's get right into this and we'll take a look at the first slide I have here. Remember, a healthy real estate market is between 5 and 6 months of inventory. If you look at the bottom of this list, even if you total all these different price categories, you're looking at less than 1 month of inventory in our market. That, combined with low interest rates, has got reason to exist that we have a very strong market still. While we're just getting back to work as essential workers here in Eastern Washington, and as construction starts back up again, it's going to be interesting to see how these numbers really start to grow because this is our natural beginning of our sales season. The average price of homes in the Spokane area are up 11% from April of 2019 to April of 2020. The average price is coming in right around $303,000 versus April, where the average price is around $273,000. As another measure of the strength of the local market, you're going to see that distressed sales only account for 0.006 total sales in April compared to nearly 3.1% a year ago. We have seen incredibly volatile interest rates over the last 6 to 8 weeks, but we finished out April right around 3.19%. And why that's important is because when we compare that to where we were a year ago, when we were already touting very low interest rates, we were closer to 4.39%. That's a huge savings to you over time. So what's the future of our real estate market look like? Well, I don't have any crystal balls. What I do have is good economic information. So we're going to look at two key factors here to determine what the future looks like. We're going to look at U.S. economy growth, and we're also going to look at U.S. unemployment rates. What you can see here in this chart is the U.S. economy is expected to recover in the second half of 2020 based on the information that the leading investment banks are saying. It's important to understand that before the COVID epidemic shut the U.S. economy down to help prevent the spread, February was one of the hottest months in real estate on record. As I mentioned earlier, one of the other features that we want to discuss in order to figure out what the future of our economy looks like is to understand the U.S. employment rate. Just last Friday, the U.S. unemployment numbers came in at 14.7%. That's versus 4.4% the month prior. This is a staggering number, and my heart goes out to those people that are affected. I'm hoping you're back at work really soon. This is not only impacting the U.S. economy, but it's going to impact the U.S. housing market. But let's look underneath the covers a bit and see what exactly that means. 90% of these jobs are considered temporary in nature. So not a systemic long-term job loss. These jobs will likely be available for the laid-off employees as soon as the business owners can either get help or the economy comes back. In these demographics of these unemployment numbers, this 14.7% rate, 13% are adult men, 15.5% are adult women, and a staggering 31.9% are teenagers. Understand that this isn't going to affect the market as much as it possibly could if this was 31% of adult males or adult females. This is 31% of teenagers who aren't in the housing market. So, you must ask yourself, with these terrible numbers, why are we somewhat upbeat about the U.S. housing market? This is very simple to explain. 58.7% of homeowners in the U.S. have at least 60% equity in their home, with a surprising 42.1% of individuals owning their homes free and clear. What's the average equity in the other 40%? It's nearly $177,000. Homeowners tend not to walk away from their homes during hard times when they have so much equity in their homes. Additionally, homeownership rates in our country are trending higher because rental rates are just simply too high. This trend won't disappear. As you'll be able to see in this last chart, we're looking at seller traffic and buyer traffic. If you focus on the left-hand side of these two charts, or these four quadrants, you're going to see that we had very few listings in the month of February, while in the bottom left corner, we had tremendously strong buyer traffic. This is partially due to low interest rates, partially due to an improving economy, and this was as of February. So if you look on the right-hand side, you'll see that in March, due to COVID restrictions, we had even less selling activity, less people that are listing their homes. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see we had tremendous buyer traffic. Although it's a little slower than it was because of the different shutdowns, we still remain incredibly strong. Specifically, if you were to focus on the upper left corner of Washington State, you'll get a sense that the buying demand has not dried up. And that's especially true here in Eastern Washington. If you use this in conjunction with one of the first charts I showed with the number of months of inventory that we have in the market here in Eastern Washington, you'll begin to see exactly why we're expecting a strong recovery for our area. I hope you enjoyed all this information. And again, I want to emphasize that I hope you and your family are safe and you stay safe. If you're interested in receiving any more of this or you'd like to talk to me, let me know. I'm happy to help. Helping people is my passion. I'm Tim Olson. I'm a real estate agent from John L. Scott.